When we begin to rest as awareness, usually it's awareness we recognize first. It's awareness we're introduced to first. And then the other things that we hear about awareness become more obvious. For example, usually for most people, the next thing that becomes obvious is emptiness. The reality that nothing that appears has an independent nature. And so understanding that mentally is one thing, but actually experiencing that is another thing. It's entirely another thing. When there's that realization of not only awareness, but forever empty awareness, that's very, very profound. And then with that realization, it becomes obvious that there's no separation whatsoever, and there never has been, between awareness and all appearances. Depending on the approach one takes, either just hearing the teachings, with that certainty will dawn, if you can trust that. And if you want to couple it with something else, you can just rest as awareness. If the thoughts, emotions, and experiences seem troublesome and like you need to do something about them, rest as awareness instead of engaging in descriptions or seeking anything in what appears. And with that comes about just completely wide open perception without any need to try to do so. You see, our perceptual openness is already complete in itself, so it doesn't need to be arrived at or gotten to. It already is. It's just that we've wound it down to looking at very specific things and saying these things exist. My thoughts exist, I exist, my emotions exist, my sensations exist. I'm comprised of my emotions, thoughts, and sensations. I'm comprised of the history of my personal identity. These are just beliefs we have, points of view about ourselves. So, and all of that comes about very gradually. We don't come upon that suddenly. It's a very, very gradual process that takes many, many years. In fact, we never get used to it. That's why we're always looking for something else. We never get used to having all these points of view that we're paying attention to all the time. So what does that mean? It means we always feel at least slightly unhappy. We always feel at least slightly like there has to be more than what is right here. The reality of awareness, when it dawns in its fully evident form, then everything that appears, no matter what it is its own undoing. It like a line drawn in water. The appearance, there's just complete perceptual openness in all experience, but with no need to make anything out of it. No need to describe, no need to build a theory, no need to build a system. Who we are as human beings is extraordinarily simple, and today there are many, many people who can understand this. It may not have been so at other times in history that it would be possible for people to understand a message like this, but today it's very possible because we've become kind of a bodiless human culture in a way. We have all these relationships and communications with people that don't involve the appearance of a physical body. We just hear a sound, the sound of the voice, and then we imagine that there is somebody there. But all the sounds, no matter what they are, they're self-sounds of awareness. All the sounds are like a sound and an echo, no matter what they are. And all appearances, no matter what they are self-appearances of awareness. There's really nothing to complicate, nothing to do. And there are no laws that govern awareness. So there are no laws that can take you out of awareness or make you less worthy of awareness or anything else. That's absolutely impossible. Aware, pure space, the law of love and wisdom is the only law. That's the only law there is. All other laws are completely made up. And even these big, huge laws that people pay so much attention to, like original sin or karma and reincarnation, these laws have been around for a few thousand years, but soon they'll no longer be laws. No one will believe in them anymore. And how will that come about? People will become more and more familiar with awareness as the ground of being, and with the law of wisdom and love as the only law. And the law of wisdom and love states that all appearances are equal, no matter what they are. All appearances are absolutely equal and even. All of the points of view that appear within the all-encompassing pure view of awareness are absolutely equal and even. They're all originally pure. There's never been anything else going on there. So this law of original purity, wisdom, and love, and tremendous energy of benefit is the only law there is. All other things that are described are just attempts to make meaning out of emptiness. When we spend our whole lives trying to make meaning out of emptiness, then our mouth goes down into a frown. And our skin turns gray and all the light drains out of it. It's a very arduous task trying to make something out of nothing. Remember